Hey y'all, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Listen, I know I'm late. Okay, it's been a Monday. It's been a whole thing. It's been a Monday. I need y'all to come on in here, say, hey, what's up? Let me know that you are here. Hey, Kimberly. Kimberly says hashtag Guru Click. Y'all come on in here. Say, hey, what's up, y'all? Chill with your girl. Y'all, it has been a freaking Monday. Like, I started my week off waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning, which is not good for me because I'm not a morning person and I have tons to do this week and today in general, right? So, yeah, y'all, it's just been a day, right? I'm here. I got my red beans going. Like, I got a bunch going on, right? Like, y'all, that was a struggle in itself getting my dinner good and going, but it's going. Hey, Kelly, thank you so much for joining me. Hey, Camille. Hey, girl. Hey, thank you so much for joining me. Hey, Kristen, I'm doing good. Y'all, it is a Monday, like real talk. And I'm not going to complain though. Like it's just been a day. It's been nonstop. I've hit the ground running and I haven't had a chance to really do anything else. Um, let's say, yeah, like literally, it's just that's just what it is for us. Okay, so we're gonna have a live homeschooling Q&A. Right, you guys may ask any question that you need to ask pertaining to homeschooling. I'm trying to think what we were talking about last week. I know what we were talking about last week, and again, my boys have been messing with my camera because they're amazing. Look at all this lint on my shirt, y'all. Look, see, y'all. It's just been a day, fam. Like. So I'm gonna try to remember what we were talking about. I do remember what we were talking about, I think. But if not, it is what it is at this point. Okay. If you're coming in, say, hey, what's up? Let me know that you're here. I need all of you, every single one of you. Please, please, please share my live, right? Please get some people in here, throw some hearts, some likes. Every little bit that you do helps me along this way. So I appreciate you, but just please help me out. Hey, how you doing? You finally caught me, huh? So I'm here, y'all, and I'm late. Let's just be clear. Like, I'm late. I don't know what to say. I'm sorry. Life happens. If anybody understands, I know you homeschooling moms understand because stuff just changes at the last minute, and it was just a bunch going on. But anyways, so we're going to get started. We have been having a conversation about something. I don't remember what it was because it's that type of day. Let me go back and look at it, okay? So we've been having a specific conversation the last week or so, and it got pushed back, right? Because it was so good last week that we had to push it back. Let me see. Let me see what we're talking about, y'all. Let me go back into my notes. Y'all, I literally type my notes, do my live, and then I go on about my business, right? Like I completely forget what it is that I'm supposed to be doing or what it is that I do. I guess there's so much going on that I forget where I left off. But I remember. Okay, so we're talking about homeschooling or not, right? Like if this homeschooling thing is for you, okay? So that's what we were talking about, right? We were talking about how to determine if the homeschooling thing is for you, okay? So let's go back. She gonna go back, okay? Y'all bear with me. I jumped on here because I felt bad that I was late and I'm just ill prepared, to be very honest with you. But let's do this. We just gonna pretend like she good, okay? But y'all seeing real life, right? Okay, so let's see. Let's see what we got. Okay. See, hold on. See, y'all getting the real deal. She ill prepared for real. I'm sorry, y'all. Bear with me. But in the meantime, you are more than welcome to ask whatever questions that you need to ask. Let me pull up my notes, y'all. I do make sure that I take notes so that I can answer whatever questions I need to answer. Hey, Help School Helpmate, thank you so much for joining me. Hey, Rebel Mom, thank you so much for joining me. So we're talking again about homeschooling or not, if homeschooling is for you, right? And one of the questions that we talked about last week was homeschooling may be for you if you are concerned about what is being taught in the public school system, right? That's one of the things that we talked about. Kier, I'm going to say it wrong. Write it phonetically for me, okay? Miss Riddle, write it phonetically for me. I apologize. I don't want to mess up your name, but hey, girl, hey, okay, write it phonetically for me. I want to respect that, okay? Your question is, any opinions on All About Reading and Spelling? So for younger ages, All About Reading is really good. It's a really good program. But what I will say, what I'll continue to say about programs and curriculum when it comes down to it, is that it's always a matter of what works best for your child. So just because it's a good program for most kids or most students. Doesn't necessarily mean that it will be a good system or curriculum for you and your child, right? I have good things about it. That's how all of my kids read. All three of them read. That's how they all learned how to read. They use that whole system, and so I would say that it's a great system. Okay. So I'm going to say that for you. But what I would say is before you purchase it, if you can get sample lessons, if you can get somebody to send you a copy of your lessons or their lessons, I'm sorry, or something like that, then do that. See if that works better for you. Okay. So see if that's an option for you to try the lessons out before you actually purchase it. Okay. But yes, it is a great curriculum. Okay. So don't feel bad about that. But it always depends on the child, right? Because what works for my child, which is the beauty of homeschooling in general, is that you can find your custom made fit, right? You can tailor make it to your child. And so just because it fits, and even for my 3 kids, just because it fits for my oldest doesn't mean it'll fit for my middle or my youngest. And so it's just kind of a trial and error thing. And that's with any curriculum. I don't care what anybody tells you when it comes to curriculums. They're not one size fits all. They don't work for everybody. Not all curriculums are created equal. Not all curriculums are great, like just period. Okay. Some curriculums are great for that particular child, right? And some curriculums aren't. Okay. Homeschool Helpmate says, I love AAR. See? Yeah, it's a good curriculum. Absolutely. It's a good curriculum. Try it out and see. Okay. She said Carrie. Okay, see, I was about to say something wrong. I was about to say K Ray or K. I don't know what I was about to say. See, I was about to jack your name up. My apologies. But if you're coming in, say, hey, what's up? Let me introduce myself if you're familiar with me. My name is Sean Taylor. I go by the name of Sean, the homeschool guru. I am a homeschool coach that specializes in helping families like me transition into homeschooling. It was never in my plan. It was never in our plan to homeschool our children. I was judging McJudgington, like looking at people, because I used to work some weird hours and I would be out and about during normal like workday hours. And I would see people with their kids out there in those streets. And I'd be like, child, they ain't learning nothing. Them homeschoolers are something else, right? Judging the mess out of them for no reason, not fully understanding what homeschooling was and what it meant to be a homeschooler. But I have been blessed for the last few years to be able to homeschool my children for a while now. I want to say, I think we're on year 6 or something like that. It was never in my plan. Is a complete blessing. And I'm so glad that we did it. Like I'm really glad that we did it. Okay. So that's a little bit about me. Let's see. Hey, Sherilyn. Sherilyn says, preach, 4 kids and definitely one size does not fit all. Yeah, guys, I don't want you. And see, I saw a post. And again, I tell you guys, I'm in the groups and I read it all of the time. And I read posts and sometimes I comment and sometimes I don't because some of the admins can be, I was going to say a word I shouldn't say. They can be different about me posting, like they may know who I am or they may follow me or know something about me and don't want me to come in and take over their group when that's literally never my intention to take over a group. But more so, my intention is, again, to help y'all out here in these homeschool streets. And so what happens is you get people who have been homeschooling for a day trying to give advice about stuff they don't know what they're talking about. Or you get people who have been homeschooling for 50 plus years, and I'm exaggerating, but 50 plus years, and homeschooling has changed. It is different, and they are not willing to move or change with the times. Or you get people who are homeschooling that are not used to seeing people that look like me homeschooling, and they have some type of judgment about what's going on, what it is. So I try to lay low most of the time. But yeah, I am out there in those groups. But one of the things that I saw this weekend was a lady was upset, and she was saying, what was she saying? Come on, Sean, get it together. She was saying that unfortunately homeschooling didn't work for her. They tried it. We start school down here in Texas in August. They tried it since August, and it was now, no, that's not true. They tried it since mid-September. I guess the know what numbers got really high, and they tried it since September, and it was now November, and that she didn't feel like they were being successful. The kids were crying, didn't want to do their work. They kind of wanted to just chill, and she was sending them back to public school based off of that. And so if that's you, I want to talk about that. I'm going to get to the comments, but I want to talk to you about that. Okay. Here's the thing. I know that we live in a society where we are used to things being microwaved, right? Being easy, click the button, go here, do whatever we got to do, and there goes our popcorn, right? Like we've got everything that we need. But homeschooling is not that at all. There is no way that you can get 100% feel of what your homeschooling journey is going to be like or what it is that you need in a 2-month span. Like it's not going to happen. It takes time to get to know what your child wants to learn. It takes time to get to know what you're trying to do. The fact of the matter is, when it comes down to it, is that kids are at home. They're in their safe spot. Okay. Hopefully their safe spot, right? Where they can chill, they can play video games, they can do whatever they want to do, right? They're used to going to the traditional school system where they sit and do their schoolwork, and then they come home. They may have a little homework, 30 to 45 minutes, and then they chill the rest of the time, short of chores or something like that. That's typically what they're used to. So in a kid's mind, when you pull them out of public school and they're coming home to do homeschooling, that's their chill spot, right? So they're used to chilling. They're not used to sitting there and learning and doing schoolwork. And so it may be difficult for them to transition from being in public school into the homeschool system arena. Okay. And so be mindful of that. If you are homeschooling and you're expecting to figure things out, like you cannot walk into homeschooling saying, I'm going to give it a month or two, and if it doesn't work, then I'm going to send them back to school. It takes longer than a month or two. I would say give yourself a year, honestly, because you don't even in that year, you still may be looking to find your wings, right? Find where you're supposed to be, but you may have a better direction in what you need to be doing. If that makes sense, let me know. Throw me some thumbs up, some fire, something, put something in the comments for me. Okay. Hey, love, you better. Oh, I like that name. Okay. The homeschool helpmate says, yes, that is the thing with curriculum. You have to try it. And if it doesn't work, don't be afraid to abandon it and move on. Child, yes, y'all know my motto. If curriculum is not working, get rid of it, return it, sell it, give it away, do whatever it is you got to do. But don't keep using curriculum that is not working for your family. I'm in the Abeka groups. People come in there all the time whining about Abeka and how they're so strenuous and so much work and their kid hates it. And I'm like, why are you doing it? There are tons of other curriculums. If you want box curriculum, you want something laid out, you want the videos, there are different curriculums that offer the same service. Why are you using it if it's making you miserable? Like, that's not what this is supposed to be for us. Homeschooling is not supposed to be miserable. And if it is, there are some questions that you need to ask. And I'm going to encourage you to ask me so we can talk about that. Okay. The homeschool helpmate says, not today, child. Not today. Let's see. Carrie says, thank you. We're doing the good and the beautiful now, and I feel like it's not too far. Yeah, I mean, it's up to you. Like it's up to you, right? Like it's up to you. Hey, Faye Nikki. Hey, girl. Hey, thank you for joining me. Brandy says, I've been interested for a while and now I'm wondering where to begin. Okay, so I have a video on YouTube that says, let me get the link for you. Okay, I have a video on YouTube that tells you the 5 steps that you need to do before to start doing homeschooling, basically, is what it's saying. Okay, so I'm going to grab that link for you real quick. But that's a good place to start, to be very honest with you. And I would start, to be honest with you, before you actually start homeschooling. So before you do, and see, I'm talking, hold on. Before you do the, what curriculum should I buy, all that stuff, there are tons of other things that you should do in advance. But these are the 5 things that I listed. One of them is deschooling, right? And deschooling, to break it down, is very easy. It's just breaking yourselves of the habit of being in the traditional school system. So being like the bells and all that and having to learn a specific way, like being cornered in, right, to learning in it, like having school a specific way is what you're trying to break the habit of. Okay. Let's see. The homeschool helpmate said, yes, at least a year. It took me 2 years to figure it out. Exactly. There you go. I'm not the only one saying it. The homeschool helpmate is on here agreeing with me. It took her 2 years to find her wings. It takes a minute to find your wings. If you are expecting to start homeschooling today and then by January have it all down packed, your kids are happy, you're enjoying yourself, that's not going to happen, to be very honest with you. If you're expecting for your kids to love homeschooling all day, every day, if you're expecting you to love homeschooling all day, every day, that's not going to happen, right? There's always going to be some good days, great days, and there's going to be some rough days. There are going to be some days where you might threaten your kids. I'm gonna send you back to traditional school. You keep it up. Like there may be days, right? Even the guru, right? I call myself homeschool guru. I still have the same issues. I give my kids their assignments. I have one kid that fights me with math every time we do it. Like he just fights it. He does not like to do it. He doesn't like to do it because it challenges him, right? He can't just push through it or go past it. And so that, that's what it is, right? That's real life. So just in any other situation, as we live life, there will be good days, there will be bad days, there will be great days, and there will be miserable days. They'll be mixed up all together. Okay. And so again, it takes more than those 2 months to get things done. Okay. Let's see. Let me go back up here. Sherilyn says, we definitely had to de-school getting started. Yeah, de-schooling is important. And if you read my book, right, my best-selling book, How to Transition to Homeschooling, that was my biggest thing, right? I thought that I was a manager at a company and I had managed, several groups of people, right? And so I thought that because I was able to manage and get that organized, I had done training manuals, I taught classes, leadership classes, all that stuff. I thought that I was going to be able to come home and manage our homeschool the same way, right? Like, I got this, fam. I'm a manager. Like, this is what I do. I'm a leader. I manage things. This is what I do, right? And the first day that we finished homeschool, y'all, I had it set up like a normal school day. But the first day of school, I was left on the corner of my bed crying like, Lord have mercy, what did I get myself into, right? And so it's just a part of it. You have to de-school. You have to de-school, okay? Let's see. Kelly says they do that in Time for Learning group 2. Oh, where they say, yeah, Time for Learning is, what I will say for Time for Learning is it is good, right? It may be one of those things where you can use it in the meantime while you're trying to find your wings, okay? I'm not dogging Time for Learning. I'm not saying it's trash. That's not what I'm saying. Time for Learning is good, but if it's not working for you and your family, stop using it. I will tell people that all day, every day. I am like notorious for this. I do my best to make sure I vet every curriculum, that it has everything that I need. I do the sample lessons. I do all that. And then sometimes it gets to my, like we're in a week 2 of it. And I'm like, this ain't it. Like that happened with me with master books this year. The kids wanted to do something different from math. If you know, we always used Learn Math Fast. It was great. It was amazing. We loved it. But the kids wanted something to teach them. They wanted a video. I tried master books because it was Learn Math Fast is black and white, which is fine. Okay. It works well for us. It was black and white, but the kids wanted more. So I tried master books. We tried maybe 3 or 4 lessons and I was like, God darn it. Because I actually had him writing the book this time. Like now we got a book that we can't even use because he doesn't like it and I don't like it. Like it's not working for me. Okay. And so then we end up doing teaching textbooks, which is working better for them. It's exactly what they requested and what they wanted. Okay. Hey, Hester. Hey, girl. Hey. There's that link to the YouTube video of 5 things you need to do to start home before starting homeschooling. Is that the name of it? 5 things to do to start homeschooling. That's the title. Okay. You're welcome. You're welcome. And let me know if you have any questions. I don't have any issues answering questions, guys. I'm cool beans. You know how that goes with me. Okay. Hey, Miss Unique, thank you so much for joining me. Hey, Michelle, thank you so much for joining me on Instagram. I appreciate you both. Let's see. Sherilyn says, I definitely do not like these humans I've created every day. I'm like, dang, I'm their teacher and their mama. Yeah, guys, it's normal. Like, it is normal for us to be in a space where we're like, you know what? This is difficult, a lot more difficult than I anticipated it being. I'm not having the best day, right? Like I told you today, for me, today has been a Monday. There's been a lot going on. I woke up at 5 o'clock in the morning, could not go back to sleep, and my day started. I've been up since 5, going nonstop. And so it's just, I'm exhausted. I'm tired, right? And there's so much going on, right? Kid has practice, kid has training. We have homeschool. I have to go live. I have a meeting at 7. I have my group coaching at 7. I mean, let's see, I have to get dinner cooked. Like the live isn't working. That's why I was late today. It wasn't working, right? Like it wasn't working like I wanted to do. That is normal for us to be like, you know what? I love you, but right now you're getting on my dag blasted nerves. Like real talk. Like that's normal. That's normal. Okay. I'm a year in and I definitely feel like we are finding our groove. It's not peaches and cream, but we love it. Exactly. As you get further into it, you'll find things that work. You'll know what works, right? And then again, it's not going to be peaches and creams all the time. Usually when we have an amazing day, y'all, I'm talking about amazing. Everybody gets up on time, gets their schoolwork done. We're done all early and good and stuff. And I'm cool and chilling. Usually when you have an amazing day, the very next day is terrible. It usually happens for us. And I just kind of take the good with the bad. Like, you know what? Today is not such a good day. We might be here longer. We might be doing more work or whatever the case may be, but it will be okay either way. Okay. Kimberly says, still finding our way, and we have been homeschooling since birth. I just implemented a new organization method last week. Yeah. And here's the thing, guys, think about it. None of us are the same we were 3 months ago, 6 months ago, a year ago, 2 years ago, right? We are forever changing the way we do things. And think about the kids. They are going through stages, right? Whether it's toddler stage to little kid stage to preteen stage, preteen stage to teen stage, right? They're changing, right? And so the things that work for a toddler won't work for a preteen, right? And the things that work for a little kid won't work for a high school kid, right? So they're forever changing, and we have to be able to adapt with the changes that are naturally happening in our lives, okay? And that means, I'm gonna be honest with you, I tell you all the time, my son sees a specialist, and at one point it was, first of all, it was once a week, then it went to two times a month, and then it went to once a year, and then now it's back to 2 times a month. That means for us that sometimes our schooling looks like us sitting in the doctor's office with a laptop or an iPad, doing our schoolwork, doing our live class, whatever it is, waiting for the doctor to come into the room, right? So it looks different for all of us. And I want you to be cognizant and aware of that when you're homeschooling, right? It's not always going to look the same. It's not always going to be the same, okay? Kelly says a lot of parents are confusing time for learning with virtual pandemic schooling that the public school offer. Yeah, no. So those are two different things, okay? Virtual home or virtual school that the school system is doing right now that is sending you or sending the kids to is completely different than time for learning. Here's the easiest way to remember the difference between the two. Do you have control over your child's education? So do you have control over when they learn and what they learn? Do you have control over those two things? If you have control over those two things, then you are homeschooling, because virtual school doesn't allow you to pick when or what you're learning. It doesn't allow those things at all, right? So if you're using any type of system or anything like that where it requires you to do a certain amount of work, and even still, I talk about Abeka all the time. Abeka has their accredited program, which is basically, I mean, to be honest with you, it's basically, I want to say public, but it's private school at home, right? So they tell you, you get to do your schoolwork, you have to send your test in, they grade it, you get a transcript, all that stuff. That's technically not homeschooling, because at that point, you have committed to their particular program. Now, you can choose not to do certain things, but of course, that means you won't get the accredited part of it when you're at the end of the day, when you're done with the year. Okay. Let me know if that makes sense, because I know I just kind of went down a tangent on that one. Okay. Kelly says, I feel you on that one. Last week was rough. Yeah, and there will be days, right? So right now we're tired. I'm going to be very honest with you. We will finish this week. We will have a couple of days next week before the holiday, and then we'll shut down Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and then we'll start back up again on Monday. But we're tired. We're all tired. But it's important right now for us to keep going, especially for my older ones, because they are trying to do some dual enrollment stuff, and there's some things that they need to complete and get done. They need to be prepared for. Okay. Hey, Progress with Portia, thank you so much for joining me. Faye Nikki says, D-School, retrain your brain that you do not have to school like the public school, but your kids are not you. So if you have to count on their fingers and toes and nose every time, it's okay. Let them learn their process, even though it may be painful to watch. Exactly. So again, we don't have to educate our children. They don't have to do things the way that we did them, right? We have the freedom and the option and the choice to do whatever it is that we want to do, okay? Kristen says, adaption is the name of the homeschool game. She is absolutely correct. Homeschooling since birth, and he has changed so much in his 8 years. I've changed how we homeschool several times over the years. Yes, you have to be able to adapt, and you have to be able to change. Things that work one day may not work the next week, or whatever the case may be. So you have to adapt with the changes. You're absolutely correct. Okay. Kimberly says, yeah, Abeka equals private school at home. Yeah, it does. Abeka accredited. Let me be clear. Not Abeka, because you can get Abeka's curriculum and you can do it parent-led on your own pace, or you can do their accredited program. And that's basically pretty much private school at home is pretty much what that is. And I have no beefs about it, no issues like that. I'm just kind of letting you know. But there is a difference between that. And then even if you're doing virtual school where the child has to sign in, turn in assignments, all of that good stuff. They have a teacher, in front of them teaching all that good stuff. That's not homeschooling. That is public school at home. Two different things. The two things that you're checking on is whether you have control over what you're learning, what your child is learning, and when they're learning. If you have control over those two things, then you are homeschooling, okay? She said, Abeka Academy, let's be clear, that is the accredited. Exactly. So if you're doing the accredited program for Abeka, then yes, you are doing private school at home. You are technically not homeschooling. I don't care what nobody says. Even in that group, child, that group is a whole nother ballgame. Them folks is crazy. And I said is. In that Abeka group, y'all crazy for no reason, like unnecessarily, okay? Y'all tripping. Y'all tripping. Hey, Sonia. Sonia says, new baby in May. We have had to change a lot of things, but it's been good. Yeah. And see, things like that, life transitions will jar you and shake you and do whatever it is that, it'll, right? Okay. So a brand new baby, of course, jars and shakes your world in general, right? It changes everything. But then you're homeschooling on top of that. So now mama's got to take care of the baby, breastfeed, feed, whatever, change the diapers, do all that good stuff. So yeah, of course it's going to change. Okay. Kimberly says, I am homeschooling. Darn it. Nah, fam. I mean, you're homeschooling ish. I know you don't like that. I know you don't want to hear that, friend. I know you don't want to hear that, but you're trying to tell you don't have control over what they learn. Okay. You have to turn in their stuff, and you don't have control when they learn. You kind of do have control over that's why I said homeschooling ish, right? Because you can pick whenever, but you have to turn in assignments, right? You're paying for that accredited program. You have to turn in assignments for him to get his transcript, all that. They have control over all of that. Like you couldn't say to them, we're not going to do math. Okay. Or we're going to use somebody else's math curriculum and still get their accreditation. You couldn't get that credit, right? Right? I'm waiting for you to answer me on that one. Like you couldn't say, B and I are no longer doing math, Abeka math. We're going to go use some other curriculum and still get credit for it. Can you? Ooh, that group makes it does, Sherilyn. If y'all listen, if you follow me and you are a part of the Abeka group in any type of way, any Abeka group, relax, sweetheart. It's gonna be okay. Chill. Like it's too much. I scroll by often. Somebody typically sends me a link and says, girl, go look at this and help these folks. How much is Abeka? Abeka is a mortgage payment if you buy the entire accredited program. It's your rent, right? It can be anywhere depending upon the age. It can be anywhere from $700 to $1,200-$1,300 for the curriculum. Okay. All right. Kimmy says, y'all got to join the melanated Abeka homeschool group. That Abeka group be on fire. Yeah, you can you can join that one as well. But that other one, y'all do the most. Yeah, Kelly, you heard me correctly. It's expensive. Abeka is expensive. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they do though. What I will say about Abeka is that they are expensive, but they come with a lot, right? So let's just say for ELA, you'll have the grammar book, you'll have spelling, you'll have test book, quiz book, and then you'll have a parent book, and then you'll have the test workbook, the answers, the quiz workbook answers, and then you have a teacher guide on how to administer the lessons, and then you also have videos. So you're getting a lot for that amount. But yeah, it's expensive. It's expensive. Yeah. Kimberly says too darn much, Kelly. Too darn much. Cheaper than private school, but too darn much. Yeah, it is cheaper than private school, but yeah, it can be pretty expensive. Hey, Deshalon, thank you so much for joining me on Instagram. Okay. Fire and brimstone because I'm a baby Christian. You know what? Like, Shirley, you trying to get me to talk about them folks. I'm not going to talk about them folks. Let me tell you, they are very conservative. So if you're looking for a curriculum where you can think outside of the box, or a group where they're going to think outside of the box and think that homeschooling looks different, i.e., I look different, right? I look different, very different. Okay. Becca groups are not for you. I don't care what you say. They're not for you. You have to take everything they say with a grain of salt. Kimberly says, I got muted in the main at Becca group for saying if the curriculum isn't working, right? Yeah, exactly. And they don't. Here's the thing. It's because I've been a part of that too, where I have said, I haven't been, well, I don't know if I've been muted. I may have. I don't even care. But if somebody comes on there and they're frustrated, this isn't working, we're doing school 8 and 9 hours a day. Y'all know how I feel about that. Your school day should not last 8 and 9 hours a day. It should be no more than 6 hours a day, unless you're doing some other stuff, right? It should be some 6 hours, pretty much 6 hours a day at the most. And so I have gone in there and flat out said, like, hey, listen, you're struggling for no reason. That curriculum may not be for you. There are other options. Have you tried other options? Not advertising for anybody, not doing anything, but just saying, the reality of that is that not all curriculum fits, right? And I've gotten fussed at about that, right? You can't advertise or you can't say anything about other curriculums in the Abeka group and all that, but y'all need to be honest with these people and help them out and let them know that Abeka, like one curriculum is not one size fits all. That's not what it is. Y'all need to be honest with them, okay? Hester says, I'm not totally against curriculum, but I don't use curriculum because it's better for my children not to. I'm a firm believer and I don't try to force, I'm a firm believing and I don't try to force something that's not working. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah, you have to be in this journey. You really do. Sharon says, yeah, my friend yoked me out because I was like, I was about to be in Facebook. Yeah, see, like, y'all, it's just too much. It's too much. I mean, not all curriculum works, period. I cannot say that over and over again. And then not only that, but a curriculum that worked the last year may not work the second year, right? You may need something different, more hands-on, more kinesthetic. Like, you have different options. Don't think that those are the only options that you have, okay? Sonia says, special needs homeschooling doesn't fit in a box either. Those all-in-one plans just will set you up for failure sometimes when your child needs customization. Exactly. Listen, and I'm going to be honest, homeschooling, and I've said this before, homeschooling is technically an IEP, right? It's an individualized educational plan. That's what it is, right? So why try to put a curriculum that's not working for your individual, your child? Why don't try to force that on them and it's not working? You know it's not working. Why try to do that? Okay. All right. And again, y'all, this is your girl, Sean. Do me some favor, y'all. Can y'all do me some favor in the comments? Put me some hearts or some thumbs up or something in the comments and let me know that you're here. Hey, Tanisha. Tanisha's here. She said, I made it. Hey, girl. Hey. Hey. Put some hearts in the comments for me so I can see them. That would be greatly appreciated. Does anybody have any other questions before we go? Let's see, especially if you're a newbie, you really have to date curriculum and don't be afraid to say it's me, not you. Yeah, you really have to date it, right? You do, and sometimes you date it, right? And you do all your research on it and it still doesn't work. It's okay, right? See if you can return it, give it away, / donate it. Just get rid of it. Don't keep doing it. Tanisha, thank you so much for those hearts. I appreciate you. Hester says, yes, I made up an IEP goals for each one of my kids. Yeah, I mean, homeschooling is technically the IEP. Like, if you want to look at in the grand scope of things, that's what it is. That's what it is. Y'all, my baby daddy watching. He on here watching. Throw me some hearts, babe. Throw me some hearts. Let's see. Hey, girl. Hey. Hey, Hester. Hester does some amazing work with her kids, y'all. Yeah, you know what? I'm sure she does. She won't tell us. I wish she'd go in that group and share some of the stuff that she does in our group, because she's in the group. Share some of the stuff. You never know, Hester. Somebody may need the information that you have, right? They may need that help with positive self-talk about homeschooling, okay? Kimmy says, hey, Sean, baby. Kimmy says, hey, Sean, baby daddy, LOL. He's on Instagram, y'all, but he is here. She should tell everybody. Yeah, Hester, because the thing about it is, if you are creating a customized program for your child, if you are doing something different or special to make it run the way that it needs to run, 9 times out of 10, there is somebody out there. Um, my husband, 9 times out of 10, there's somebody out there needing the help that you've already come up with. Okay. My husband is a nut, y'all. He says it's too early. Is it too early to teach kids about I can't read. Is it too early to teach kids about the job animal control? So, y'all, we had a cat on our roof and he was hollering all darn, like he's been hollering for a while. I thought he was just chilling up there, like, because part of our roof is pretty low. So I thought he was just chilling up there, but y'all, he was hollering all day long. So we had to call animal control to get the little kitty. And I haven't heard what happened. They were just doing that while I was on live. So I wonder what happened. Oh God, I'm going to try. Yes, Hester, listen, whatever you have. So even if it's a quick lesson, like this is what I do, this is how I do things. Please, okay? Please, please, please. Y'all, my phone's ringing. Ain't that some? And it's on the Bluetooth. Let me see. My kid. Now, hold on. It's my sister. Hold on, y'all. Let me see what she's saying. Hey, sister, you're on live. I'm on live. But you're on my phone. Oh. You want me to call you back?
Yeah, because I was going to just have to tell you something real quick.
Oh, you can't tell me something real quick. I'm going to have to call you back. She got some juice, y'all. She got some tea. Bye. Okay. So yeah, there we go. Okay. Let's see. Your husband is funny, but that's the best thing about homeschooling, taking something like that and turning it into a lesson and a project and an activity. You are absolutely correct. And if I had the right mind today, I would have definitely turned that into something else. So we had a cat on the roof, child. He was wearing us out. He was hollering, just hollering for no reason, just hollering. We in school, all we hear is hollering. And then my husband, I told him, oh, the cat was hollering today. And it had been quiet at that moment. I was like, the cat is hollering today. I think it's over here. And he's like, well, what kind of sound was it making, right? And I'm goofy, and I start making a sound. Child, and the cat started talking back to me, right? Start hollering back at me. So, I mean, it's something else. It's something else, okay? All right, y'all. Listen, I'm going to jump off of here. I appreciate you. Please do me a favor. Help me out in these homeschool streets. Share, like, and comment. Throw me some hearts, some thumbs up, whatever it is. Every little bit blesses me. I appreciate you. I'm going to jump off of here, but I will be back with you on Wednesday at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time to give you some more homeschool coaching. You guys have an absolutely wonderful, blessed Monday. And until then, bye.